It's finally happening. We have a date. So we've known for the longest time that Honkai Star Rail was going to get a Fate Stay Night crossover. And I was actually just grinding up the materials to level up and, get the appropriate artifacts for Saber, basically. And as I was kind of looking through everything, I realized, oh, surely, like, we can't be that far off now. And so 3.4 update for Honkai Star Rail is going to drop on the 2nd of July, and we also know that the Fate Stay Night crossover is going to begin mid-July, or rather 11th of July to specifically say, and it's going to be available through nearly 3 versions of the game, only ending once 3.6 ends and 3.7 arrives, which is crazy because that means that both Saber and Archer are going to be available for a fairly lengthy period of time. And because this is a very special type of collaboration between two, because of a massive franchise in the form of Fate Stay Night coming to Star Rail, how likely is it going to be that we'll see reruns of these characters? I feel like that's extremely, extremely unlikely. So if you're wanting to get not constellations, but rather multiple copies of the same character so that you can level them up to the highest that they can possibly be, this would be the time to do it. But I also feel like people are going to drop tons of money to just be able to get the ability to max out both Saber and Archer as much as they can. And of course, I'm specifically aiming for Saber first, and if I happen to get Archer, then that's cool as well. But also, it's unusual to see a character be available for as much as 3 versions, given that usually you get 2 banner runs per version, basically. So 3.4 will have 2 banners, 3.5 will have 2 banners, 3.6 2 banners, 3.7 2 banners. It's kind of always been the case, and then sometimes you'll have additional banners and reruns of previous characters if you've missed them in the past. That being said, however, again, the likelihood of there being a rerun of Fate Stay Night characters feels unlikely unless, there's more, unless that's kind of been discussed as part of the terms for this particular type of crossover. But I personally don't know how that's going to work, since I personally haven't at least seen, this type of crossover actually have that sort of, how would I explain it, happening in other games. Or at least not from a not from a, it says Cognosphere, but from a Hoyoverse game at least. So interesting to say the least. But yeah, we already knew that Fate Stay Night servants Saber and Archer were both gonna appear in Honkai Star Rail once the event starts, with Archer being given away for free. What? Huh. Anyway, so there's apparently going to be storyline tied to them, which is very nice. So Saber is a destruction character that deals wind damage with Excalibur. So wind element, path of destruction, that's Saber for us. Okay, cool. Core resonance allows her to eventually attack again and refill ultimate energy. Archer is a hunt dealing quantum. So he's a quantum element, path of the hunt character. Okay, that I feel like suits Archer pretty well. In terms of quantum hunt characters, immediately the first one I think of is Seela. She's the first quantum element hunt type character. And when I think about destruction characters that fall under wind, I guess the one I think of is Blade. Blade is a character that is wind element. I think he's path of destruction. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like he is. So So Blade is a really good character. He's not meta anymore, but he used to be a very good character. So I feel like Saber could easily, take over that if she's able to hit multiple enemies at once, being able to do so straight AoEs. Archer, hunt quantum. So Seela attacks only one character at a time. I'm pretty sure there are other quantum hunt characters, but she's the first one that I could think of. Who could Archer potentially do AoE? Let's see. Quantum damage, who can enter a circuit connection state that lets him keep using his skills repeatedly until skill points run out. 5-star Lycons will appear for both of them. Cool. Now, if his kit lets him use skills repeatedly until skill points run out, it's clear that he's going to work very well with a character called, oh my god, I forgot her name. She increases the amount of she increases the amount of max skill points you have from 5 to 7. And I cannot remember who she is because... Sparkle, yes, that's the character I'm thinking of. Sparkle would be excellent in a team with Archer, to be completely honest, because yeah, she increases the amount of max skill points and is the only character from what I can think of that can actually do that, unless there are other characters that have been introduced. So any skill point team requires Sparkle to be in there. Like, she is a must. But yeah, so the event's going to be tied to the Penacony area, which is the second newest area that's been added, because the newest is Amphorius. And will involve a Trailblazer avatars being summoned to take part in Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Servants from the region's past will be there, with Adventurine, Boothill, and Robin appearing as additional masters, while Lancer won't be a playable unit. The character will show up as part of the story. Interesting. That is actually really, really cool to see. Rest of the update, 3.4 continues the Amphorius adventure. So like I said, Amphorius is technically the newest area of Honkai Star Rail. That storyline is drawing to a close as we head to the Vortex of Genesis to place a core flame. So the idea is that we're defeating all of the Titans, recovering their core flames, and completing the the Flame Chaser's journey, basically. If you've been playing the game, you know the story, right? The first banners available version will be live, will be Finon, Tribi, Sunday, and Sparkle is dropping. Oh my god. So to provide some context, I don't have Finon, but I do have Tribi, Sunday, and I need Sparkle, which I hate so much. The second half will feature Firefly, Blade, and Jingliu, which, to put into perspective, I have all three of these characters, so that's all perfectly fine. Both Blade and Jingliu will be getting updates in this patch, and there will be a costume called Spring Missive to buy for Firefly. Story skip function will also be added in this patch. That's actually pretty huge, because I hope the story skip function works the exact same way as it does in Wuthering Waves, where when you skip a cutscene, it'll give you like a short summary to say, here's what's happened. So that's a cool way of getting through the story faster while not being completely lost. So honestly, like, I can't wait for 3.4 to drop. I have been saving up for Saber and Archer, but I think I might spend a little here and there for Sparkle for sure, because she's going to be a must for my Danhang and Bubita Lunai team, as well as potentially making a a Archer team as well, which Archer is going to be given away for free. So basically it's going for the Saber. Basically it's going to be me trying to pull Saber while trying to pull the 2 5-star light cones for each of these characters as well. But that's kind of what my pulling plans are, and I'd be interested to hear what your plans are if you are going to be playing the game, if you're going to be taking part in the event, if you're going to be pulling for the characters, and whether or not you even have an interest, because personally, I'm not all that interested in the Fate Stay Night universe necessarily, but the fact of the matter is that it is a massive franchise that is having a huge crossover with a game that I've basically been playing daily since launch. It only makes sense that I'm going to go for it. So I wonder if anyone else kind of feels the same or feels differently, or just kind of anything else in between. But with all of that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.